upon a time, at the edge of a wide green valley, there stood a humble cottage leaning with age. Its thatched roof sagged like tired shoulders. In that cottage lived a poor widow and her only son, a cheerful boy named Jack. Their greatest treasure was a gentle brown cow called Milky White. Her milk had sustained them through the hardest days, but as the seasons turned, Milky White's milk began to run thin, and hardship settled heavily over the little home. Jack's mother sold what little butter she could, mended clothes for neighbors, and prayed for better fortune. One chilly morning, with the last crumbs gone and the hearth nearly cold, she sighed deeply. She said, "Jack, we have no food left and no money to buy more. Take Milky White to the market and sell her. Whatever you get must keep us alive." Jack nodded bravely. "Don't worry, Mother, I'll bring home a fair price." Though saddened to part with the cow he loved, Jack kissed Milky White's cheek, took her rope, and set off down the lane toward the village market. As the sun climbed high, Jack reached a bend in the road shaded by great oak trees. There he met a strange little man with twinkling eyes and a green cloak. "Good day, young traveler," the man said. "That's a fine cow you have there." Jack explained his errand, and the man stroked his beard thoughtfully. "So, you seek gold for her, I suppose?" "Yes, sir," Jack replied, "enough to buy food for my mother and me." The man raised his hand and revealed 5 shimmering beans. "These are no ordinary beans," he whispered. "Plant them tonight, and by morning you will see wonders beyond imagination. Their worth is greater than any coin. You must trust in what grows unseen." Jack hesitated. He was young, curious, and hungry for adventure. The man's voice carried the weight of secret truths. At last, Jack traded Milky White for the 5 beans and tucked them safely into his pocket. When Jack reached home, his mother was waiting anxiously. "Tell me everything, son. Did you manage to sell her?" Jack held out his hand. "Look, Mother, magic beans. They'll grow overnight into something wonderful." "Magic beans?" she cried. In anger and despair, she seized them and flung them out the window. Jack tried to comfort her, but she turned away, weeping by the fire. That night, Jack crept into bed feeling ashamed and sorrowful. Morning arrived with a golden glow, and a strange green light shimmering outside Jack's window. He rubbed his eyes and gasped. Where the beans had fallen stood a massive beanstalk, thick as a tree trunk. Its leaves gleamed like emerald glass as it spiraled up into the clouds. "Mother, come quick," Jack cried. The beans were truly magic. "Don't go climbing such nonsense," she warned. "You'll break your neck." But Jack's curiosity burned brighter than fear. He gripped the vine and climbed higher and higher, through drifting mist and cool breezes that smelled of rain and sky. After many hours, Jack reached the top and stepped into a land unlike any he had ever seen, rolling cloud meadows, silver pathways, and air that hummed with soft music. He followed a shining stone path to a towering castle. Inside, he met a giant woman with kind eyes and arms strong enough to lift a tree. "Good morning, ma'am," Jack said. "I'm hungry and far from home. Could you spare a bite to eat?" "Poor boy," she replied gently. "I would gladly help you, but my husband would eat you for his own." "Please," Jack begged. "I'll be quick and gone before he knows." Pity stirred in her heart. She hid Jack and gave him bread as large as his head and a mug of milk big enough to bathe in. Suddenly, she whispered, "Hide, and stay very still." The giant entered, hair tangled, teeth sharp like tusks, his voice booming through the castle. "I smell the blood of an Englishman. I'll grind his bones to make my bread." "You smell nothing but the wind," his wife said calmly. "You've been hunting too long." The giant snorted, sat heavily at the table, and slammed down a sack of gold. Soon, he nodded off and fell asleep. Jack crept out, took 1 sack of gold, and ran as fast as he could. He slid all the way down the beanstalk until he reached the cottage. "Mother," he said breathlessly, "look what I've brought." He told her everything, the giant, the castle, and the treasure. Though terrified, she hugged him tightly, and she could not deny that their fortunes had changed. For a time, they lived well, but gold does not last forever. When the last coin was gone, Jack looked once more at the beanstalk. "I will climb again," he said. "Please, Jack," his mother pleaded. "It's too dangerous." But Jack climbed once more into the land above. The giant's wife frowned when she saw him. "You again," she warned. "If my husband finds you, he will eat you alive." Still, she hid Jack, this time in a copper pot. Soon the giant returned. "I smell the blood of an Englishman," he growled. "You are dreaming," his wife said. "Sit and eat." After his meal, the giant called, "Bring me my hen." A white, satin-feathered hen was placed upon the table. At the giant's command, the hen laid golden eggs again and again until he drifted into sleep. Jack waited until the snores shook the castle, then he crept out, seized the hen, and the giant awoke. Jack sprinted toward the beanstalk, the earth shaking with every giant step behind him. He scrambled down the vine, shouting, "Mother, quick, fetch me an axe." His mother ran outside just as the beanstalk began to sway under the giant's weight. With all his strength, Jack swung the axe. With a crack like thunder, the beanstalk split. The giant gave one final roar as he tumbled from the clouds, crashing to the earth below and shaking the valley. "Oh, Jack," his mother cried, "my brave boy, it's over." From that day onward, Jack and his mother lived in comfort and kindness. The hen laid golden eggs, and the giant faded into legend. Yet Jack never forgot what he had learned, that courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to climb despite it. And sometimes, at sunset, Jack would look toward the sky and smile, knowing that adventure can begin with a single step. Or perhaps with a handful of magic beans.